I'm gonna go ahead and get this shit set up. Yo, what's fucking good, y'all? Welcome back to Jinros Navy. This is gonna be your boy Kaij in this bitch, and I got a really interesting fucking video to show you guys. So this one is gonna be Sakazuki versus Katakuri, and this is gonna be one of the closest fucking games that I've ever had. And the thing is I've been playing One Piece for a pretty hot ass minute since damn near when it actually came out, and like there's not that many close games, to be honest, where it actually gets me fucking thinking, and like each turn is just back and forth fucking, you know, 40 fucking chess. We're thinking like 8 million steps ahead. This is like life or death type shit. But this game, this fucking game, I gotta show you guys this shit. So come on, I'm gonna show you guys what's up. Yeah, so here we are. We're just starting off the match, you know, something like this is nothing crazy. Me personally, I always like to do my power shuffles. In my opinion, like, and honestly, this is more anecdotal, but there's been situations where if I don't power shuffle, I actually just fucking brick. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, there's a lot of times where if I genuinely just do the regular side fucking shuffle, there are times where I just straight fucking brick. I don't know why. It's the dumbest shit. So I always, no matter what, if I'm actually trying to win, I always power shuffle. I don't give a fuck if they gotta wait like, I don't know, like 30 seconds for me to power shuffle. You better fucking wait. I am not gonna brick for your dumbass. So I went in power shuffle. We're just starting out the match, something light. So obviously we gotta do the dice roll. Dice roll is gonna be pretty important. Why? Because let's be honest, Sakazuki and Katakuri, they both want the going second curve, even curve, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So realistically speaking, whoever has to go first, I mean, realistically, Kat can go first, and like it's not terrible, to be honest. Sakazuki can also technically go first, and it's not terrible. But in my opinion, I'm gonna be honest with you, me going first in this matchup and he's going second, I'm a little bit at a disadvantage because he's got the better curve than I do. So we look at the hand, and the hand's just not worth. I mean, we didn't even have to look at the hand. There's nothing really to work with that shit. It was like 2 Luchis and like some stuff to work with, but at the end of the day, I do want some kind of searchers, some stuff to kind of work with that goes into the matchup and 2K counters. The hand was meh. It was meh. It's not what I'm looking for. So in my opinion, that's just like easy fucking mulligan. So yeah, here we are. We're starting this off. We got the 4 life and the 5 draw. I'm gonna go first with the first Dawn, and we're gonna check out the hand, see if we can get anything, and no. So at this moment, I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at this hand. So let's talk about this hand. This hand is actually gonna be an okay, not the best. I mean, at the end of the day, anything that's not brand new, it's Shigi shirts. We all know as Sakazuki players, that's not gonna cut the butter, especially when you're against Katakuri. Are you fucking my mouth? Like, not even just having the Tashigi brand new is gonna be a bit dangerous here. Now the only thing you can do as Sakazuki, which is the main point of the deck and why it's so damn strong, not just the black and blue combination, but also the fact that the lead ability has a free cycling, so it helps you to dig and actually see the things you need to without actually having to just wait on just fucking drawing into it. So I'm gonna look at this hand and think, okay, well, we keep the 8 drop because even though we're off curve, 8 drop is not something you can get by any other means. This is Sakazuki, not Gecko Moria. So if I fucking pitch that shit, bye bye. I'm not getting that shit back. We don't have that capability. So being able to dig into another Gecko Moria, I could try that, but you kind of want to keep that shit on your hands if you can. Like, that's a keep. Ice Sage, also a keep, because let's be honest, it's Katakuri. Besides NL, which also can do that, which to be honest, most yellows can do this. The 7, 8, 9, 10 is the most common thing to run against when you go against most yellow decks. Now, specifically Katakuri, especially in set 6, you're mostly just going to see the 7 drops, of course. They run 4 of them bitches and the 10 drops. Now, technically speaking, I do agree. A lot of people are saying this, that they also have to run the 8 drop to actually stay a little bit relevant because they have no answers to the 8 drop fucking, it could be Gecko, it could be Kid. There's other things that are actually going to be 8 drop, even Judge, but I mean, I don't know, Judge and the full board of the... Anyway, point being is that, yeah, they are going to also run, besides the 7 and 10, probably the 8 drop category, you know, if they're actually trying to do well. So those high drops need Ice Age. So we're going to keep that. We also have Houndblades. You're going to keep that. Why the fuck would you not? And we have ourselves the Barcelino and Lucci. So let's be honest, Barcy is always going to have a place in this matchup, even though technically I take life and I go from 4 to 3, and Gadatsu's just really not gonna ever hit this. And technically Katakuri, unless they're spicy, they don't run Yamato for the most part, and they can't really, even if they did, they wouldn't be able to pop it. So I guess it's protective against spells for the most part, not the triggers, because obviously triggers would just hit on the my turn, not because the only reason why he's not able to be popped is during the opponent's turn, but on my turn he actually can be popped. So it's like, he's okay. He really just kind of serves as just like your 6-8 blocker for a 4 cost, which is not bad. It helps against 7 swing. If they swing 7, you block with 6 and counter 2. So it actually makes your 2K counters relevant. Outside of that, Lucci is Lucci. I mean, I can grab him back, same thing with Barcy. And popping is great, but when you pop Prospero and Kiku, it feels kind of fucking terrible. So I need a dig for searchers. I need a dig for something. So I'm like, you know what, fuck it. We're going to have to get rid of this fucking Lucci. Yeah, Yeah, so we end up getting ourselves a 2K counter here, which is actually not too bad. I mean, yeah, it's definitely going to come in clutch when you obviously, I mean, really every match you want to see 2K counters, especially at Sakazuki. I mean, you want to always see 2K counters for the most part. But yeah, he ends up seeing Pudding. And with Pudding, I'm thinking, okay, damn. I mean, he ends up grabbing the Prospero. So I'm thinking, okay, so he's already going to be on a really good curve, right? He went into the Pudding. Now, next turn is going to be at the 4 Dawn curve, which is going to be kind of nasty because, well, that means Prospero and a 7 swing. So going into my turn, I look at my hand. There's not too much to do. I got 3 Dawn, still no Chishigi, still no brand new, and we're going first. So this is looking extremely fucking terrible. The only thing I can do is just swing lead, see what he does for the most part. Does he counter? Does he take life? And cost reduction doesn't really matter. He checks life in. What do we expect? A fucking trigger. He does the Prospero trigger. So I'm thinking, okay, this game is starting off fucking brilliant. Not too much I can do. I had 2 2Ks, so the next card I actually drew was a 2K, but there's not too much I can do. I was so triggered the fact that he triggered a trick. I was triggered that he triggered that I was thinking of Ice Age and Houndblaze. But that is the dumbest thing you can think of. The fucking dumbest thing you can think of. And there's really not much else I can do because I already swung with lead. -1's already been done. I can't just re-fucking swing and re-1 on the fucking Prospero. That's not happening. So I'm just thinking like, damn, like, am I really gonna have to, because I can't pitch the hand. You don't pitch anything in that hand, realistically. You could maybe the Barcy, but that's risky because then you don't have any plays on 5 Dawn necessarily. At least to drop a Barcy and swing 6, you want to have plays going to next turn and not just give it into chance. So you keep the counters, keep utility, keep the 8 drop, and keep the Barcy. Just so you have plays going to next turn. It's gonna suck, but you just have to bite the bullet. I mean, that's just all you can do. I know some people might just try to pitch a card here, but no, I'm going to keep on to what I hold. It does prepare a swing for 5. That's 2K counter. It does another lead swing. We're just going to go and do... Honestly, I think take a life here. I could have countered, but no, I want cards because I need to get a searcher. Also, got a nice little Rebecca. Taking life here is great because Gadatsu is not going to be able to hit the 4s for the most part, so that's another thing. So he drops Prospero, obviously, already, but he also has Kiku, so he has both of them. And I finally drew into the gas. Right here we have Rebecca from life and we got the brand new from draw. So I'm looking at his board right now. Obviously he's got the Pudding, which, you know, it doesn't really take much for him to add Dawn and swing with it. Prospero is a pain in the ass and always going to swing, and then he has the Kiku, so he has the opportunity to basically say, all right, if you're going to Lucy both my Kiku and Prospero, if I'm able to, he's going to get that +1 and he's also going to get that life. So I'm like, damn, I'm really gonna have to Houndblaze one of them for sure, if possible, eventually. But that's the thing, I got 5 Dawn, so you have a bit of plays here. For the most part, you definitely can easily get a swing on at least Prospero. See if he just takes it for the search or does he counter out for pressure. At the end of the day, we're looking at one of the best combos. Best combos being your Rebecca. You're gonna grab a 2K counter. You're gonna summon brand new. See what you can get from brand new. Maybe I might, you know, I don't know, get a Tashigi because use 4 Dawn for the combo. You got 1 Dawn left. Maybe I can use that for the Tashigi and try to like dig deeper. There's not too much other plays though, but for the most part, that's kind of the best thing that I ended up deciding to do. Was, yeah, going into the Rebecca brand new combo, you know, 6 on Prospero or doing 1. But I said, fuck it, I don't want to gamble on getting Tashigi. I'd rather just get the 6 on the swing for Prospero and force a 2K counter here other than a 1K. Also it could be 2K, so he ends up countering out, obviously. He ends up countering out, which is interesting with the spell. That actually kind of caught me off guard. Now we end up doing Rebecca. Go ahead and grab that 2K counter because you want the defense value. Summon brand new, and we're going to trash 1, 2, 3. Options are pretty standard. You have Mandatory, that's not a target. You had 2 other targets being the Great Eruption and Hina. Hina you grab from grave, spell you can't. So we grab the spell, put the Hina back in grave. We can grab that back later if we really need it. Hand's looking pretty good. Thinking about if I actually want to do lead ability or not. Hand's looking still good though. We keep utility, keep counters, keep 4 drop, keep 8 drop. Maybe could push the 4 drop. Really gave it some thought here though, because there is some good applications, but no, I'm actually kind of liking my hand. In this moment, I'm just thinking like, what are the possibilities? But no, I said fuck it. Let's keep that hand. Like, I don't think we actually need to pitch anything here. I think the hand's looking pretty solid. So he ends up doing the obvious. He ends up attaching Dawn, swinging on brand new, and I'm like, okay, that's fine. You can have brand new. I don't give a fuck about brand new. Fuck brand new. I use that bitch like a searcher, and that's it. I mean, Yaik is a good Houndblaze target. I could just, you know, whatever. So he ends up swinging for 6 with Prospero. I just 2K counter. That's fine. And I think he ends up also just juicing up the Dawn and Kiku and swinging for 8. I'm like, fuck that shit. Get the fucking Rebecca off my screen. It was a swing for me. I'm like, I could counter out, but actually, no, I technically can't. I take the Houndblaze. This is a huge fucking critical play I made here. So I was thinking, do I use Houndblaze for the trigger and get rid of Prospero? Now, it's not bottom deck. It's not KO. No, no, no. It's something much softer, in my opinion. You take it back to the hand. I say softer because, let's be honest, bottom deck is way better. KO, at least it's gone, but he still pluses. Bottom deck is best case scenario. So you could keep this for next turn, try to bottom deck it so it doesn't get value. But I also thought, you know what, he's got a lot of pressure. He countered out for Prospero rather than taking the draw. That seems a little sus. Maybe not sus. I think there's some psychological warfare into that. Some would argue, even though the search is great, there are times you'd have to guard so that you keep board pressure. But that doesn't always mean that you don't have anything in hand. He could have stuff in hand, or he couldn't. Him guarding it out actually just might be the best way, unless he's that confident just summoning out more shit. I genuinely think that him guarding it out meant that he may not have substance or may not anything to actually use to play. Like, he wants to keep the board pressure, and if I got rid of it, he may not have anything in return. So I thought, you know what, bouncing it may not be the worst idea, because he has to take a turn to summon it and another turn to finally swing. It's set back by a lot. Like, bouncing is still relatively a strong thing for cards that don't have on play. He doesn't have on play. That's a on KO. So he's just a regular vanilla besides being killed. So sending it back, not be the bad idea. So I end up making the judgment call and sending it back. Because yeah, even though I could have honestly just kept double Hound Blaze and just, you know, in for it, I was like, you know what, sending him back may not be the worst idea. So I went ahead and did it because I need to go ahead and try to get rid of board. So I triggered, brought it back to hand. That's that. In this case, he ends up pretty much just ending turn, nothing much else to do. I end up getting my Dawn. So we're going to go into the 7 Dawn curve. I'm going to go ahead and draw my card, see what we get here. And we end up getting another Rebecca. And I'm like, oh, wow, looking pretty fucking sauce to me. So at this point, I'm pretty much looking into the different plays that I could do. But one thing that I actually didn't notice at first, but it took me a while, is that I actually don't even technically have to do Great Eruption. That was my initial thought. I was thinking, okay, so Rebecca, Great Eruption, Hound Blaze. Seems great, right? But I looked at the grave and I realized there's Hina, the same Hina that we got rid of from brand new. So I was like, what if we just save Eruption? We summon Rebecca, summon Hina, -4. We can bottom deck Kiku and just swing Pudding, and we end up saving Eruption. Yeah, we got an extra Dawn to use. I could always use lead ability pitch and maybe try to get to Tsugi, which again is just high hopes on that shit. But at the end of the day, I realized, yeah, I could just save Eruption. Like, I don't actually have to use it here. You just utilize what Rebecca's best doing, which is summoning Hina from hand or grave for that -4. So that value alone made me realize that's probably the more optimal play. So we saved the spell. We can just get cost reduction for free from Rebecca, thankfully. We got the 1 extra Dawn. So 1 lead ability has +3 from Hound Blaze. That's going to be up to 8. Attach the 1, make it 9. And just completely cream pie Pudding, pause. But I'm like, yeah, no, I'm thinking it out, like all the different options, what's optimal. But I'm like, yeah, let's do it. So we're gonna go ahead and do the Rebecca, obviously. Sadly, I do have to summon first before swinging, but don't worry, I'm not swinging at life, so it doesn't really fucking matter. So we're gonna do -4, easy done. We're gonna just go ahead and activate the Hound Blaze here because that's the most optimal play here. Target, get rid of that stupid bitch, no life for him, and we're gonna go ahead and just we're just gonna go ahead and get rid of this Pudding, right? Because that Pudding already swung once. It wouldn't really take him much to use a couple Dawn to swing again, so it's always just optimal to get rid of it. As much as it doesn't have a lot of Dawn and I could go face, I risk him triggering a body when I don't have to, and I should just go for body. Like, I just go for board, right? Not that deep, it's not that crazy. Always clear board. When they're going against yellow, they want to keep board pressure, the little that they have, the little, wide or tall, whatever setup they have. As long as you clear board, that's always the right play against yellow, unless you're put in a position where you have to go for game. So he ends up doing the spell, gets rid of my Hina. I was like, what the hell? He didn't save that card? But I mean, you know, fuck it, right? He wants to get rid of my board. I don't know what his hand was, so maybe that was the only other optimal play and shit. So he ends up swinging, checks my life. I'm like, fuck it, you can take my blocker. He kept my life there. I'm wondering what it was. Summons that same Prospero that I ended up bouncing. So I'm like, okay, so we step back, and then we're gonna go back to me, right? So his board's not really much. It was looking kind of scary with the Pudding, Prospero, Kiku. Now it's nothing. It just has the 1 singular Prospero that I fucking bounced, and I'm at 9 Dawn, meaning that, well, shit, I guess it's Gecko time, because even though I could try to do other plays and stuff, more than likely the Gecko play is going to be the most optimal. There is going to be that Prospero that I still got to deal with. Sadly, in my hand, I don't have removal. I could obviously just do, realistically, Gecko into Lucci, into then brand new, more than likely. I have that 1 Dawn. I honestly no reason to use any of my spells, whether Eruption or Ice Age. That's a waste. Just lead swing, go ahead and -1, make it a 2 cost. See if he go ahead and takes it, no triggers. And at this point, I mean, really the only thing left is just, yeah, just Gecko, fuck it. Like that's the most optimal shit to do. So we're gonna go and do the Gecko, and we're gonna do the pretty much the most aggro thing I can do. Instead of going for the blockers, I'm just gonna say fuck it. We're gonna go ahead and do the Lucci into the brand new. Yeah, so I went ahead and did the brand new here. I pretty much just grabbed the Tsugi. Even though I could have grabbed the 2K counter, I'm like, wait a minute, I have one extra Dawn left. I could have grabbed the counter, or I could say, fuck it, let's get greedy, technically, and just summon the Tashigi with the last extra Dawn that I have. Fuck it. But yeah, and then after the brand new does this shit, then I'm gonna do Lucci. Lucci, even though it's not the best, I don't want to necessarily pop the shit. Yeah, so we're gonna do the Lucci. We're just gonna go ahead and pop the Prospero and hope that it doesn't get anything too gas for the most part. Yeah, so funny enough, he ends up actually fucking whiffing, bro. That is crazy. For him to whiff for Prospero that I popped with Lucci is insane. So that's actually a pretty crucial key moment. Pretty noteworthy. So yeah, pretty lucky of me for him to actually whiff. Then we do Tashigi search. Just get the Houndblaze. Come on, man. All the other cards were not too bad that I could target, but nah, we're gonna do Houndblaze. We need that removal, baby, because we got cost reduction. Houndblaze is gonna be eating pretty good. Board's looking really scary. His life compared to mine, I mean, he still got a decent amount of life. Only got 2. I still have pretty good board pressure at the moment. He's gonna swing at the little guy. I'm gonna let him die. It doesn't really fucking matter. At this point, he does the 10 drop. Yeah, so he's gonna go ahead and take my life. He gains 1. I lose my eruption. Big deal. So we got the 10 drop, which is looking a bit scary, but I'm not that scared necessarily. We're going to be at the 10 Dawn, and honestly, you got Ice Age, you got cost reduction. It's most likely going to be an Ice Age. You can probably do Eruption. I do want to drop blocker. So here's the plan. The plan is to basically kill Big Mom while dropping the 4 drop blocker and just calling it a fucking day, calling it a turn. That's probably the biggest thing you can do here. So I got to math this out. Keep 4. There's 6 left. You're gonna have to do a bit of math here, right? So you would have to basically do like an Ice Age 1, Eruption 2, and then you got like 4. No. Yeah, I mean, you definitely have 4 left after that. And you have Houndblaze, that's 2, and then there's 2 left. I mean, yeah, no matter how you look at it, I was trying to math it out with like the Ice Age Hina so I can get body, because you got to do 4 and 3, that's 7, and then 1, that's 8. Yeah, so I mean, I was pretty much just thinking about like different ways that I could kind of cost reduce and try to get into this situation. For the most part though, I kind of made the judgment call to go down the Ice Age Eruption route. The biggest reason why is because I wanted to kind of keep the Hina either to pitch or to use, because -4 could be useful. So I was thinking like, okay, maybe if I use my Ice Age for the -5, maybe I still need to keep the Hina for the -4. Like I was trying to like math out like the different combinations and stuff, but yeah, still trying to math it out, trying to think this out, like how I could like kind of do this. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do the play. Fuck it, we're gonna do the Ice Age, we're gonna do the Great Eruption, and then we're just gonna go ahead and swing. So we're gonna bring it all the way down to a 2 cost. Yeah, so when I ended up doing the -1, he ended up actually getting the Kiku trigger, which is pretty huge, because I'm like, damn, bro. Even if I get rid of Big Mom, he still got that fucking Kiku, which is gonna be a pain in the ass. But you know what? Fuck it, we're just gonna have to rock with it. Get rid of the Big Mom, drop the blocker, and just pass and see what happens for the most part. And we're just gonna go ahead and drop the Houndblaze. We're gonna drop the Barcy and just pass. I mean, that's like the only thing I could have really done, honestly. Yeah, you definitely could have really did the other route, but nah, I really honestly just wanted to keep the Hina though, because -4 plus maybe an eruption, another eruption, could actually come in clutch for like another high drop. So that's kind of like the main thing that I was really thinking about. Yeah, and I was pretty much checking my grave too to see what else that I could be digging for, what other things I could be looking for. But for the most part, I was like, yeah, I'm more than likely just gonna keep the Hina, to be honest. So he ends up dropping the pudding, ends up searching the 2K counter. I think he ends up just pretty much setting up for, if I'm not mistaken, here at like a Big Mom play. He also could have potentially done, I was gonna say like a Gadatsu. I can't remember what it was. Was it Big Mom or Gadatsu? We're gonna have to see. So he ends up swinging with 5, and I'm like, do I free block? I'm pretty sure I free block. I'm like, I don't think I have to worry about rush for the most part. I don't think he's that spicy to do the 4 drop or 7 drop rush, so I should be fine. So no reason to waste a counter. So I'm like, yeah, should be fine. Free block, fuck it. Let's see what you got. And yeah, definitely turns out to be the 7 drop Mom. So he drops 7 drop, and I'm just like, yeah, fuck it. You could just gain the life. I don't really give a fuck. Like, I'm gonna just grind this shit out. You can gain all the fucking life you want, bro. You can eat, you can have all the life like it's fucking Bennett. Like, nah, bro, just go ahead. I don't give a fuck. Honestly, drawing into Lucci is pretty fucking cracked, because you have stuff like Hina, you have stuff like Great Eruption. So I have ways I can realistically just get rid of board for the most part. So drawing into Lucci is fucking huge here. So yeah, pretty much just going into cost reduction. I have plenty of targets in grave for Lucci to just do the 3 fucking bottom deck shits. And I don't necessarily have access to, unfortunately. I mean, there's other plays that I could do as well. I could do the Gek play. I mean, Gek would be a little trick and dice. So because, yeah, I tried a method. I was like, I don't know, Gek. And then what? I Eruption -2. Is not enough. Like I really thought out the math. I was like, nah, it's missing it. Like, I don't have the Helmeppo. That's the biggest thing. Having Helmeppo, I think in the grave would have been like easily the better play, because you have -2 plus Helmeppo. You're definitely going to get rid of the Big Mom and something else for sure. Not having Helmeppo meant that, okay, I'm going to have to pivot into more board pressure with the Hina and the Eruption and the Lucci, which isn't necessarily bad by any means. It just gives me more shit to play with in terms of wide building for swinging, which you do want more shit on board to kill yellow. The more stuff you have to swing with, the more like a blocker or a beige is less likely to kind of deter you from actually winning a game. So it's not actually bad to go ahead. I mean, technically I say that, but Gecko kind of does the same shit. You summon Gek and you summon 2 fucking bodies, so you're going wide anyway by having to. I mean, that's why A-Drop's so fucking strong. So technically speaking, it's kind of the same no matter what, but the difference is I have to get rid of the 7-drop mom no matter what. So I had to end up making the judgment call by just, of course, doing the Hina, just so I can go ahead and get rid of shit, cost reduce. We're actually, what I ended up doing here, just see what he would do. I went ahead and just got rid of the Kiku myself, just KO'd that bitch. Fuck it, you can gain that life. I don't care how many life you gain, fuck it. Yeah, so we're just going ahead and do the Hina. We're going to do the -4, then we're going to swing -1. So now it's perfectly at a 2 cost. So we got a 2 and they got a 1. So now you just pretty much just drop the Luch, bottom deck the fucking necessary shit, get that shit off my fucking face. Now we're looking really strong. Once again, 1 life, he's got hella life. But in my opinion, having this much board, it's pretty sound. It's pretty good. I think honestly, even though I'm having to worry about another 7-drop mom for more life, or a 10-drop, so he does exactly that, but I take life. There's definitely some shit that I definitely would have to worry about that I'm just like, this could go south real fucking quick. I'm just gonna have to grind this shit out, bro. I don't give a fuck if this shit's yellow. Cat, NL, fuck it. OG Big Mom yellow, I don't give a fuck. I'm grinding this shit out because with Sakazuki, that is the one deck you can kind of grind shit out with. Resource, removal, defense, counters, you name it. Like, Sakazuki can definitely clutch up. So I'm not giving up, bro. Fuck this shit. I'm clutching the fuck up. So he ends up dropping the Onami. Ends up trying to go for the big ass swing. And I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute. I got an 8-drop Gecko. If I just let my fucking Barcy die, I can just grab my Barcy again. Like, it's not even that big of a deal. I ain't even that serious. So I'm like, you know what, bro? Especially with that banish, I'm not trying to, bro. Onami can suck my fucking big fucking tipalicious fucking semen. Like, bro, banish, fuck off. Nah. So I'm thinking like, you know, I'm just gonna block that shit, let it die, summon it back with Gek. It's not a big deal. If you summon something else, he did Gadatsu. I only got 1 life, so cool. Take the Tashigi. I don't really give a fuck. I mean, that's good for my Gecko. It's another target besides brand new. If I want to do Tashigi instead of brand new. So we go into my turn and I'm like, all right, cool. So it's looking like pretty much I just got to do the good old fucking play of Gek, probably. I mean, there's other plays too that I could technically do, which is the Rebecca, to be honest. And I also thought about it too. If I do the Gek play, I don't know. Barcy is not bad. But at the same time, I'm like, ooh, I don't know. I might have to. First off, I wanted a great option. I want to get rid of Gadatsu. So if I do the Gecko into Barcy, I wouldn't have a way to get rid of Gadats. So I'm like, let's get rid of Gadats. Let's do that route. So we're going to do that route. We're going to go ahead and draw. And I ended up drawing something that actually ends up changing my game plan, surprisingly. I was like, wait a fucking minute. So -2 make that bitch 3. And I look at my hand and yeah, it's like, wow, I got the Rebecca and the Savo. Shit. It's kind of tempting, not going to lie. It's a really strong fucking double block protected by KO and being able to just like draw into shit that you might need for defense. And I'm like, okay, well, let's math this out. Actually, I'm like, shit, it's at 3 cost. I need a swing to make it 2 costs, and that'll decide kind of what I do if I end up going into the Luch play or not. So I'm like, fuck it, let's go ahead and swing, see what happens. Swing, get that -1, and sure enough, he ends up taking life. And what do we fucking know? It's a fucking Sanj blocker, a fucking Sanji. So I'm like, alrighty, fuck this shit. I'm gonna go and just turtle up for the most part because I can't really afford any more free fucking bodies. So we're gonna do Rebecca. I'm just gonna go ahead and do best case grab, just more than likely a 2k counter so I can be on the safer side. There's other stuff I could have done, maybe to get bodies like Hina. I thought about it for pressure. I was like, nah, we're gonna need those counters, especially with this board. And then of course I do the Sabo, so I protect everything with KO. Not that it matters at this point, because I mean, he could spell KO, sure, He's not running Yamato anyways, and Godot's is not hitting anything right now. And I look at my hand, I'm like, pudding, I don't really need this shit. He's been at below 5 cards for a while, so we're just gonna pitch and grab. Got a 4-drop Kuzan, not too bad. So board's looking pretty okay. I mean, the fact that he's got 4 fucking swingers if you really wanted to. I got 1 life, I got 2 blockers, and I got 2 2Ks. So it's like, it's looking dicey. So he does 6 swing. Cool, I'm gonna just 2K counter. So now he's only got like a few more. He does 5. I'm like, do I counter or free block? I think we're just gonna free block, fuck it, for a 6, because I think he's trying to 10 drop here more than likely. The way he's playing for free with no Dawn. I mean, it doesn't always mean that, but I was like, he's probably got the 10, and sure enough, he does 10. So I'm like, damn, there was my last life. He gains 1, and I'm like, shit, this is looking fucking scary. That is honestly, at this point, technically I should lose if you do the math. Even if I were to get up 2 cards, he has 3 swings, I got 2 blockers. I mean, realistically, even if, I mean, okay, I'm gonna let you guys, okay, for those that are competitive enough to kind of see where I would technically lose. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and pitch. So I'm thinking, right, I got the 10 drop. I'm like, shit, I might have to do that 10 drop. I don't know. But ultimately 10 drop we keep, because we might end up actually having to use this for removal, because you do want to get rid of bodies. Less bodies, less to swing with, higher chance of winning. So I'm like, okay, I don't need the 4 drop. I'm gonna keep the 10 drop. We're gonna pitch the 4 drop, see what I draw, and sure enough I get a 2K counter. So I'm like, oh shit, 2 2K counters is looking pretty fucking good. But once again, for those who have done the math, you might have already seen how I should technically lose if it's actually done properly with Dawn and lethal. But I'm gonna go ahead and get to that in a bit. So I'm having to sit here thinking, I'm like, damn bro, that's 4 fucking characters, 2 of them rested. I'm like, the only way I have removal is 10 drop, but that's all my fucking Dawn. I'm like, I can't go for game because he has a blocker on top of his life. It doesn't math out properly. I can't go for game. So going for board is the only other way. It seems like I would lose the other way. So I'm like, fuck it. I'm like, damn, I'm like really thinking like, fuck, am I gonna have to drop this 10? 10 would just kill either Sanj or Godot's. My Gecko is gonna kill probably the other one. I'm like thinking, damn, and I can't really swing that much otherwise, because he might trigger another body, and that's just gonna guarantee game. So I need to get rid of Sanj, need get rid of Godot's, and just pray for the best with this 2K counter and see if he misses lethal, goes for lethal. Does he succeed? Does he not? Because going for game is just not going to work here, especially with that blocker. I don't have the proper removal, or I'm done. So it really just kind of feels like, yeah, I'm probably going to have to squeeze that 10 drop out. Sadly, it's going to have to waste my 5 drop Hina. I had to check his like graveyard, because I'm like, how many 2K counters do you have? And like triggers as well. Like, I'm like, what the fuck you got? I only saw like 2 in there. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, this dude probably got some good defense. Like, even if I get through his hand currently for the first 2 life, he's probably going to draw into like a beige blocker or 2K counter. I'm not going for game. There's no fucking way. So I'm like, yeah, you know, this is going to have to turn into one of those situations where I'm going to have to go for board and just hope for the best, like I said. Yeah, so first things first, I'm like, fuck it, let's do 6 into Godotsu, and he ends up countering. So it puts him at 1 card. I'm like, 1 card? Oh, that's fucking beautiful. That's real cute. So I'm like, all right, let's go ahead and do the Gek into Godotsu. And then this is obviously where he's thinking, oh, I need to protect the 6K. So I'm gonna just get rid of the body. No, sir. I'm gonna fucking sack that shit like the fucking 10 drop Kuzan from I was about to say 10 drop Kuzan from anime. No, obviously fucking anime came first. So yeah, just like in the anime where the dude just waltz in, bro, like he's that guy, because he is. I just popped that fucking Godotsu, and now I just put him to the Onami, 10 drop, and lead. I got 2 2K counters in hand. I got 2 blockers. Here's another crucial point as well. The problem is I only got 1 more swing, being leader swing. He's got 1 card in hand. Here's the problem. If I survive somehow and I use 2 blockers and probably my hand to counter out, that means I would have 10 drop, 9 drop, 4 drop, and lead. That leaves me 4 swings. He's got 4 life. You're not winning if it's 4 life and 4 swings. I have a lead swing left. So I'm like, shit, if I swing, and this is so pain in the ass with yellow, if I swing, I risk the chance of him getting an extra body. If I swing, I pretty much have to put myself in that position where I'm like, damn, like this is really a situation where I could get countered too. Because if I swing and he counters, he stays at 4 life, I lose. If I swing and he triggers a body, I lose. 1 out of 3 of those scenarios I win, which is I swing and he doesn't counter, doesn't trigger body, and that's it. I'm like, oh, thank God. So it stays to 3 swings, not 4 swings on his end. So he just keeps the 10 drop, the Onami, and obviously the leader ability. So he's going, obviously the leader. So he's going to be at 3 life. I'll have 4 swings. That means I have a chance to win. You're not winning if it's 4 to 4. There has to be 1 less than what you have. So swing goes through, swing goes through, swing goes through, and then swing, go for game. It's not gonna happen as 4. So anyway, so yeah, this is such a pain in the ass. I'm like, fuck, I have to swing. If he counters, I die. If he triggers some dumbass shit, I also die. I mean, he could also just trigger something that KOs my Lucci or some shit, or just KOs the blocker as well. Man, it's just so fucking AIDS, bro. Yellow was crazy. It's making me fucking sweat. But yeah, that's what's going on in my mind here. So I'm like, yeah, I have to swing if I want to potentially win. I just have to swing. If he counters, I'm dead. Right? Fuck it. Let's hope he takes it, and let's hope that it's nothing, right? Because there's no, like, it is what it is. And I could potentially just run into a trigger that just gets rid of one of my fucking shits. 5 drop or below, you could get rid of a fucking Saba with that, bro. Yo, Nami triggers are crazy. Beige is useless here. It's just one swing. So yeah, I was just thinking about it, like, fuck, I have to swing. So I end up swinging, he takes life, nothing happens, thank fucking God. Now comes the part that is gonna be pretty fucking controversial. I'm gonna explain it after it happens. He does 7 swing with Onami, bro. 7. I was like, yes sir, I got the 2 double, and I did the math. I was like, oh no, I'm good. 2-2Ks, okay? And at that point, doesn't fucking matter. He can swing with Big Nom, all right, block with Rebecca. Swing with Katakuri leader, block with Sabo. I'm good, I'm not dying. That's it. I mean, obviously he could also do, like, I mean, if he still had some kind of spell removal, but nope, he didn't. So he ends up swinging. I'm like, yeah, fuck that, block. Ends up swinging again. I'm just gonna block again. So that's it. I literally dead ass survived. This man yeah, so for those of you who actually kind of know how this should have went down, he should have had enough Dawn to swing with 9 Onami. 6 and 3, 9. Okay, 2-2K counters. That's worst case scenario. 2-2K counters. Swing 9, I can't guard that. Okay, cool, block. He swings 10 with Category, block. Can't guard that. I got 9 total. 12, can't guard that. GG. All because he didn't do 9 swing. He did 7, bro. So I'm looking at this match and I'm like, this as close as a game as it was, I technically should have lost here. It's one of those like weird checkmate kind of, you know how like in chess there's a checkmate situation where if you're put in a situation where you literally can't move, you can't do anything, like you literally lose. So I feel like in One Piece there's somewhat kind of like that, but on like for more like pros. So pros would watch this and be like, yeah, like he should have just did the 9 swing and then 10 and then 12 and I should have lost. So even if I still play the game afterwards, a lot of people would probably discredit this and be like, oh yeah, you technically lost, like fuck this game. But I mean, misplays happen, especially at locals. They still happen at obviously bigger events like regionals and that's, but I mean, hey, I mean, it's still part of the game. Like outside of luck and matchups, misplaying is still part of a thing. So like a win is a win, although it's not the greatest win, like, oh, you won because this guy misplayed, but it's still like a close ass match nonetheless, because here's why. Now that I lived, I have to run the gauntlet of seeing what he triggers. Blockers, I don't know, KOing one of my shit doesn't matter because I'll swing with my lowest drop. I have an 8, 10 and a lead. The only thing you can pop is Luch, but if I swing with Luch, doesn't really matter. So I'm worried about blockers I can't get rid of, and I'm worried about triggered fucking beige. So I'm like, all right, let me look through your fucking grave. Like, let me see how many triggers you got, bro. Like, how many fucking blockers have you seen so far? And he saw 2 Sanj, and I'm like, yeah, there's a chance one of them could be a Sanj, and there's also a chance one of them could be a fucking beige as well. But it's do or die. There's no living after this. I got lucky last fucking turn, so now I have to go for game. I'm thinking maybe I could use some other spell utility, or maybe try to dig in for like a 7 drop to bottom deck a blocker. I don't know. I was thinking like, damn, maybe I should do the brand new to try to see if I can dig something that might help. I was really debating that. I was like, that shit might actually fucking help. I'm like, I don't know, like that might actually be the fucking gas. So I end up doing the brand new. I see Helm Blaze, 2K and Tashigi. I'm like, I don't think I'm that greedy to do Tashigi, because at that point, what the fuck am I digging for? A 7 drop just to bottom deck a possible Sanj, but then I have no more Dawn left to guarantee lethal for my swings. I need enough Dawn to make sure I got lethal. So I'm like, nah, let's do a Hound Blaze. So I might as well just do the Hound Blaze for the extra 3K. Here's the problem though. I did misplay. I didn't realize he actually just had the 1 card in hand. So my dumbass thinking he had 2 cards in hand, right? Oh my fucking God. 1 card. I don't know why I thought that was 2, bro. So that's my misplay. So I end up doing that Hound Blaze on Luch to swing 9 because I really thought he had 2 cards in hand. Oh my God. What a misplay. That's so much wasted fucking Dawn. And I say so much, really it was just an extra Dawn wasted, but the extra 3K could have helped a lot for clearing lethal. But anyway, yeah, it could have been 1 Dawn for 7 because that's all I had, 1 card in hand, but I did fucking Hound Blaze, that was just goofy ass misplay. I should have just asked. I don't know why my eyes thought that. So he ends up triggering the spell, ends up drawing a card. So now he's at 2 cards. So that's how I knew he's at 2 cards, obviously, from life. And he also drew that shit for sure. So he's at 2 life. I'm like, all right, cool, bet. Most you can get really is going to be 2k. So I'm like, bet. I'm going to do what I should, which is swing 9 again. And he does not, well, he does actually trigger, but it's not anything. It's just a, what is it, a Prospero, if I'm not mistaken? So that's useless. All right, cool. 2 cards in hand still. All right, cool. I'm going to just swing 9 with Gek. I was like, I don't have to add Dawn. I'm just swing Knife Gek, see what happens. And oh my god, if it's a blocker, I fucking die. If it's Bage, I die. Fuck it. All right, swing. Let's see what happens. And he doesn't fucking trigger. I'm like, all right, we're in, baby. There's no fucking way he counters out of this, right? Swing with 12 on Kuzan, and that's game. He only can counter out 10. I swung with 12. That's GG. And that, ladies and gentlemen, holy shit. It's one of the more closest fucking matches that I've ever fucking seen. Granted, once again, this all really just boiled down to the fact that I went first. I didn't see any searchers, but I was able to kind of climb back a little bit for pressure. On top of that, he swung 7 instead of 9, so that's really what it came down to. Gonna be just like how I was doing the prior POV duels with the editing. Now I add myself into it to add a more personable, kind of add like actual commentary. So rather than me just being a mystical fucking voice in the background, you can actually see me and a nice quality camera talking about this nonsense. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this shit though. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get out some more uploads for you guys. Appreciate you guys watching. This is Jinros Navy on behalf of Kaij. I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one. Y'all take it easy. Peace.